Welcome to Astro Point, everybody. The podcast where you'll never shine if you don't glow. My name's Vinny. With me, as always, are my friends Ryan. Say hello, Ryan.
Hello.
And Steven.
Howdy.
Today, we're talking about destinations and adventures.
Yee.
Yeah. Dude, we all got adventures we want to go on. We all got destinations we want to go to. Let's get it going. As always, we kind of start with what we've done this week, what we're going to do. What's going on, Ryan?
So last week I went to WSUCon, which, if I haven't explained it before, WSUCon is a 24-hour gaming convention / tournament event at WSU in Pullman. Me and a bunch of my friends, some are still in undergrad there in Pullman. Some came with me from pharmacy school. We went over, got there on Friday. We competed in the League of Legends tournament, and we were also signed up to compete in the Overwatch tournament. We had a blast. I took a lot of videos, stuff like that. I'm trying to create a time-lapse kind of video, and I'll have that up on the channel hopefully within a week or so everyone gets to see what the event was like.
Nice.
But yeah.
How did you guys do?
We never practice as a team, so
Right.
So we did really well, actually. No, I'm kidding. We got knocked out of the tournament, which was to be expected. There is a lot of really good players. WSU even has a collegiate team for League of Legends, so
Yeah, I thought I was going to ask that. I thought they did.
yeah, no, there's a lot of really good players, obviously. But we had a blast. We were listening to my playlist all throughout the tournament.
I was going to ask about that. How was it?
Absolutely killing it.
Yeah.
It was
we
the Creed,
partied to
dude.
it afterwards. Yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, we put that playlist on the next day too, like when we were partying and stuff, and it was a lot of fun. It's banger after banger. This year was actually
my sacrifice.
This year was the first year as well where we stayed the entire 24 hours.
Man, how did you do it? How'd you stay up?
Sheer power and will.
Yeah.
It was awful.
Because that's the thing about you, though. Like, when you're, like, tired, like, it's nap time. Like, and those are your exact words. It's nap time. And then you're out.
No,
I'll look at someone straight in the face and say it.
It's not it's nap time, it's nap time.
Yeah, you got to drop the yes.
It nap time, yeah. And that's how you know I'm tired, is when grammar goes out the window.
When you start quoting Tommy Pickles.
Basically, yeah. But it was a good time. We're going to go next year as well. So that'll be my 5th year next year, which is pretty crazy. But we're definitely not staying for 24 hours.
Right. And haven't you said it's kind of welcome to all ages, right? Like, don't younger kids do it too?
Yeah. And you'll actually see a lot of, or not a lot of, but some Pullman High School students up there. Some younger kids coming in with their parents and stuff. It's a lot of fun.
Pickles.
Not as many Tommy Pickles, but getting there, I guess.
What about Stew Pickles?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hell, dude, we played against the Stu Pickles.
Shit, no way.
He whooped our ass. It was bad.
Dude, can we talk about how fucked up it is that Stu and Dee Dee decided to name their second-born Dill?
I mean...
Yeah, like, the first child, they're like, Thomas is a good name. And then the second one, they're like, Dill. Who the fuck is named Dill?
Yeah, what the hell is that, dude?
Yeah, that's got to be my firstborn, not my second.
What about, the Rugrats movies had some really bizarre sequences, both of them. Like, the first one when Dill is, born, right?
Born. Oh, yeah, and it's the creation of life sequence.
Yeah.
That's, real bad, early 2000s CGI.
Oh, my God. Yeah, the butt ugly Martians aesthetic.
Yeah. My fave.
And
Put
then...
that on replay.
Yeah. And then the second one where Chucky's it's the sequence where Chucky doesn't have his mom there to dance with, and it's just incredibly sad. and like he's like, do you remember that? Like he's like flying in the plane and like he
I was
sees
gonna
her
say
in the clouds
airplane, he
or
sees
something?
his mom in the clouds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did it? That's like worse than any Disney movie. Like all like that's worse than Bambi, I think. Well, maybe not.
I mean, I feel
Maybe
like
not.
the Rugrats movies were notorious for being sad, but I mean, you know how it goes.
Yeah, I mean,
I haven't watched them in a while, so I don't know. I don't know about that. I know they were definitely sad at the time.
right,
Because
because
Rugrats Gone Wild one, when they get like lost
Oh
in the
man.
the rainforest and shit, that always
Yeah, and
broke me
what
up.
don't they believe that like Spike and Nigel die?
Yeah,
Isn't that the holy shit? Spike was voiced by Bruce Willis in that movie, if I remember correctly.
yep.
what?
I'm pretty sure that is correct.
Wow.
Because Eliza, talks to him.
Mm-hmm.
He's Bruce Willis.
No, but the thing is about Vinny, I'm pretty sure Vin said that he only watched All Grown Up. He refused to watch any other version of Rugrats.
No Rugrats.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, only All Grown Up. I made the conscious decision once that was an option.
Uh-huh.
To never go back.
I would have loved for your mom to have been the mediator on that one, but I'm happy that you were the one who made the conscious choice.
Only 90s kids will remember.
Yikes. Other things about WSUCon? I'm trying to reel it back in right now, boys.
Fair
I
point.
believe that's what they call a transition.
Uh-huh.
What is that?
So I didn't sleep at all, but a couple of my teammates slept, and I had never experienced these things before, but WSU campus on Pullman, they have introduced these new things called sleeping pods, which were actually kind of cool. They had like two different models, one where, so just think like a giant capsule in a sense, and like the middle part of it you can open up so you can get into it. And so they had two models, one where you lay down, so the entire thing's flat. And then the other one is like a seated kind of model where, think like a dentist chair in a sense. And then you have like this pod going around the top half of it. So it's like a hemisphere. But the chair one, that was the one I was checking out just to see what it was like. It can recline you back and like lift you up and basically, put you in a laid down position, which is kind of cool. It can give you like massages and play relaxing music and change different colors and stuff. It was actually really cool.
That's weird, but very neat.
I'm pretty jealous that they implemented that the year that I left.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty classic, but
I think it's great. Like, I mean, you talk to any college student, and that's like one of their biggest gripes is just how little sleep they get. So
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea.
I can
Take a
attest to
nap. Take a nap.
I think my only concerns, like, I think it'd be hard for me to relax because, like, you said, like, you're like, assuming you have like a bag or a purse or something, you set it next to you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I feel like I would be a little bit worried about that, or somebody, I don't know, messing with me or something.
Yeah.
Some
And-
YouTube pranksters.
In the lay down pod, they have like a shelf that you can put your stuff on inside the pod, not outside
Oh.
of it. So that's
Okay,
kind of
yeah.
nice. But yeah, on the the seated one, I don't know about that.
Right.
So, but that is a good point.
So I'm assuming that these pods are similar to the ones seen in the hit Owen Wilson film, The Internship.
Oh, like when they're working for Google, right?
Yeah.
I never saw the movie, but I would assume, yeah.
Yeah. Tight. Wow.
Very futuristic.
Vin, you got to talk like Owen Wilson the remainder of the podcast. Just kidding. Don't do that. I'm stopping you before you even start.
Wow.
Don't do it.
Thank you for stopping me, because I would have done it. And it would have
Yeah.
been terrible. I would have probably just not sent you my audio. I would have done it and then immediately afterwards regretted it.
We've
That's
had that
quality
idea.
content.
Yeah, we've had that idea, Vin, of like just replacing your voice with just like a very minimalist robot voice. Just like whenever, like, Vin, what do you think about that? It was cool. Just like super bare bone.
Oh, we
I
could
like the
definitely do
idea
that.
of chopping up like the audio of me you already have, and just taking like words from different sentences and putting them together.
Or just put it through like a
It
vocoder. Just
Have you said-
vocoded, Vin.
Yo, man, that would be crazy. Yeah.
I'll do it.
Yeah, once we become robots, we'll make sure that all of our podcasts are in our robot voice.
Dude, I'm gonna be sounding like T-Pain.
Oh, you're gonna have
robot snakes. They attacking me
and Andy. Beautiful.
So you remember those T-Pain microphones? I'm pretty sure Vin was the one who.
Oh yeah.
No, it was Christian that had it.
Christian had it. Yeah, no, that's just gonna be my voice
Constant
box.
auto tune.
My dad is just the one that recorded the banger on it.
Yeah, no, like it's not gonna be like the T-Pain mic. It's gonna be the T-Pain
Right.
mic.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
We're gonna go back to
become another T-Pain mic.
yeah. We're going back
Yikes.
to 2012, finding me a T-Pain mic and putting that in.
Well, back on topic here.
Yeah, that was basically all I did this past week. What about you guys?
Yeah, Cheeb, what did you do this week?
I put out a new remix. You can check it out on Stounson.com, self-promo. But I remixed one of my favorite songs as a kid. I think it came out in like 2006, so I was in 6th grade. Called Wamp Wamp by The Clips featuring Slim Thug. The original production is like Neptune's, and which is very like classic to that time period. So I wanted to like re-envision it with more of a early 90s like RZA type of sound. So I did that. I've been working on my friend Millie Mars, an artist I work with out of San Antonio. He has a new joint album coming out with another artist, Illa Shampoo, and then I think there's some other people on it which I'm not too familiar with. But yeah, I did the cover art for that. So just been staying busy,
nice.
with that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And that remix that you put out is a banger and a half.
Yeah,
man.
I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah, no, it was very good.
On the Malay scale, I would give it 10 fire emojis out of 10.
Wow. That is,
Wow.
I'm very humbled.
That's
Thank
it?
you guys. Oh, Reeb, you want more?
Wait, only 5 out of 10?
No, I said 10 fire emojis out of 10.
I misheard. I apologize. Go ahead, Steven. What were you asking?
Just burning Steven, just like,
Yeah,
nah,
dude,
fuck
just
off, dude, your music's
slander me
bad.
as much as possible. But no,
Keep them humble.
doing those
That's
remixes, it's fun. Like I put out my most popular song is it's "Poppin' Them Things" by G Unit. I did a remix to that, and that kind of like took off relatively. I mean, for at least where I'm at, and that was pretty cool. I think. I don't know. I think doing remixes, it's interesting as a producer. I think some people abuse it. Just like Ryan, we've had this conversation. Like some people do it to just latch on and get more,
That's their claim to
right,
fame.
just get more easy listens. Which in a sense, I mean, I feel like it kind of is that. But I think if you can put your own creative spin on it and turn it into something new, then more power to you. So yeah, that's what I try and do when I do when I re-envision a song or do new production on it. So yeah, I have but I have a couple more remixes I'm going to put out this year too. So be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that. What about you, Vin?
Well, me and my friend and work wife Julie, we went to a bar. Well, we were on our way to we were going to a karaoke bar with some friends, and on our way, we parked like a couple blocks away, and I saw a sign that said "New records available," and I was like, "Record store?" And she was like, "Have you never been in here?" And I was like, "No." And she's like, "Let's go." And it was like 10:30 at night, and I was like, "Why is a record store open at like 10:30 at night?" Well, it wasn't just a record store. It was a bar / record store / VHS rental place / arcade / thrift store
Jeez,
that
man.
also served food.
Wow.
Mine's getting blown.
Yeah, no, it was pretty rad. So essentially, like you walk in to like the bar area, and you can like sit down at the bar and order your drinks or whatever. So we just grabbed a couple of beers and then we just like walked into the record section, and it's a very decent sized record store, and they've got a lot of really good stuff there. You can sample any records out. They've got a turntable you can go and listen to it on. Got myself a Robert Cray record while I was there.
Nice.
Some good blues. But yeah, it was pretty hilarious because like we were looking at the walls and I was like, is that VHS tapes? And I just figured they were for purchase, but no, they were for rent.
Wow.
You could
Excuse
rent
me.
the VHS.
That's
tapes,
crazy.
yeah.
That sounds like a great Portlandia sketch, like that location.
Yeah.
That's exactly what
Yeah.
it felt like.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the place is called Garage Land in downtown Spokane. It's pretty hashtag.
Shout out to
Oh,
Garage
see, I
Land.
didn't even know you were in Spokane.
Yeah, no, and they only had like a couple of arcade machines in there, but they had Turtles in Time, dude.
Wow.
That's all you
Yeah.
need.
Hey,
That
Garage
is.
Land, if you want to sponsor us, we will give out free promos to VHS rentals.
We are big fans.
VHS, the only true medium for
Yeah.
real film heads.
Yeah, only true medium. They had a bunch of signs all over the walls, and it said Tiki Monday, 5 till close. We were there on Friday, and so we came back on Monday, and we asked about it, and they're like, "Well, it's on hiatus for the month of February." So we still don't really know entirely what it is,
Whoa.
but
So you got to go back.
yeah, we gotta go back sometime in March.
I
or
hope
something.
it's just like the aesthetic to the live action Scooby Doo movie.
Me too, dude.
Melvin?
Melvin do?
Hey, I would love to get the actor that played Melvin Dew on the podcast. Just putting that out into the universe.
100%. I got a lot of questions
Yeah.
for him.
I don't.
Because I feel like Melvin's such an outsider to the film industry. Like, he could really give us the scoop. Like, what was Freddie Prinze Jr. really like?
The
Yeah.
questions everyone's been dying to ask.
Yeah, like, what was it like interacting with, like, because, like, the dog, right? Like, what was it like interacting with a talking dog? Because that was real. Like, that was an innovative thing that they, like, created a dog that could talk.
Yeah, it was pretty weird. They created 2 of them, actually. I mean, when you consider Scrappy
Yeah,
as well.
I don't
you know?
really know how the science works with that, how you can make a talking dog, but I'm glad that we have the breakthrough science of the Scooby-Doo franchise. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you to our Lord and Savior, whoever, the director of the Scooby-Doo film. I thought I could bring out his name out of my ass, but now I'm Googling it.
Yeah, I was going to say you're pretty good at that, but man, too bad.
I accidentally typed in, instead of the I typed in a U, so I was getting the Hindu dub of Scooby-Doo movie. That was what was...
Does it exist?
Raja Gosnell.
All right.
Also,
Don't act like you know
he
who
is
that is.
also, okay,
Yeah.
hear me out here. Let me go to his IMDb because I think he has also directed a couple of other bangers. Oh, don't fail me now, internet. We got Raja Gosnell, American film director and editor, best known for Home Alone 3,
Yep.
Big Mama's House,
Yep.
Beverly Hills Chihuahua,
Oh my God.
Scooby-Doo and Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed, Smurfs 1 and 2. Coming this year, he's got a film coming out, Show Dogs, dude. Be on the lookout.
This guy has
I'd
the
love to
best
see,
filmography.
I would love to ask him how he feels about his work.
Fuck Melvin, dude. Let's get Raja Gosnell.
Don't you ever disrespect Melvin Dew like that ever again in your life. I'll swing on you so quick.
Raymond Gosnell. Please come on the Astro Point
Wait,
podcast.
what is his middle name?
Raymond.
Thank you. I rest my case.
Beautiful. Speaking of films, we couldn't let this go unspoken about since Vin is such a huge Lion King head. We just got the announcement this week from Jon Favreau, the casting of Simba and Mufasa in the new Lion King remake. Vin, you want to talk about that?
Yeah. When it first happened, I really didn't want to talk about it. Yeah, like Cheap said, I am a huge Lion King head. I think we've mentioned it on the podcast before, how much I was into the movie, especially as a kid. I wore out at least 3 or 4 VHS tapes of the movie. I watched it that often. Uh, so when the announcement came out that Jon Favreau was doing this, I was actually watching the movie. I watch it like once or twice a year now, and but I was working on for Halloween this year. We went to Disneyland, my sister and some friends and I, and you got to dress up as a Disney character for Halloween in Disneyland. So I decided I was gonna recreate the Broadway costume for Simba from The Lion King. So I was working on that, and I was watching the movie while I was doing it. And I follow Jon Favreau, and he tweeted out the teaser about it, and I was like, this is all a weird coincidence that I'm watching this movie right now while this is happening.
Right.
And I guess I didn't really think too much about it, because the Jungle Book, Jon Favreau's Jungle Book, he did a pretty good job with it. And I guess I wasn't really thinking about what a remake of The Lion King really entailed. I was just like, cool, I'll get to see the movie again. But it's weird because I'm very excited about it and I'm hopeful about it. Jon Favreau is a great director, and even Donald Glover and James Earl Jones obviously are great actors. But it's weird to me that we need a remake of The Lion King, and I kind of feel the same way about Beauty and the Beast a little bit. And it's weird because I'm kind of torn. I don't know where they're heading in the direction with it, I guess. Like, I don't know if they want to, because with Beauty and the Beast, what it looks like they're doing is literally just from the cartoon to live action. Right. Like, it doesn't look, it seems like they're taking several things like word for word. Whereas with the Jungle Book, it was kind of, it's the same basic principle, but obviously it was vastly different in execution. Like, King Louis wasn't just like a, bopping orangutan. He was a giant, scary ass Christopher Walken motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, no. That was more of like an adaptation of what the animation was to live action. So.
Well, yeah, and so like I guess what I'm wondering is, like if they're gonna go like completely faithful to the cartoon, or if they're going to, make it its own kind of like, stick to it but adapt it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm interested to see what kind of, I think the biggest thing for me is just trying to visualize it, like what sort of like tone the art direction is going to have, how realistic. I mean, do you think that's what...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and that's another thing that almost bothers me about it. It shouldn't, but it does. It's being called a live action Lion King remake when it's not going to be live action. There's no humans in the Lion King story, and please don't add a human to it. But
yeah,
what it's going to be animated. It's still animated. It's going to look like live action, but it's going to be animated. Obviously, we're not going to get we don't have the technology to turn Donald Glover into a lion, even though we do have the technology to turn whoever played Scooby-Doo into a dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, that was a real dog they made.
Yet.
Oh, yeah, they didn't turn a person into it. I'm sorry, it was a real dog.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, we can
they manufactured.
We can turn Justin Long into a walrus, so.
Why can't we turn Donald Glover into a lion?
Yeah. But no, I agree. I feel like when I visualize it, I think about that movie that what was the dinosaurs, like the early 2000s Disney movie?
That's kind of what I'm thinking of too,
not.
which is obviously it's gonna look more like the Jungle Book than it's gonna look like Disney's Dinosaur.
Yeah, right, because the technology has improved so much since then.
Yeah.
But that's kind of how I envision it, maybe. I don't know.
Yes.
I could be wrong.
There are a lot of different directions that I can envision the movie going in, like even just artistic interpretations, different color themes and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
When you imagine, or when you look back at the animation, obviously most of the film is very warm colored, and it could be an entirely different thing.
Yeah,
right.
This one.
Well,
who knows?
like I think the ending sequence, like how climactic that is, and like cinematic, like that'll look really. I think that can translate really well.
Yeah,
but I
that
agree,
could
like
look
the
stellar.
really Yeah, but like, yeah, I agree. Like the really playful like songs and stuff like that.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. And I think with Favreau directing it, he'll probably do what he did with like I think it'll be closer to Jungle Book than what we're getting with Beauty and the Beast. You know, more of a unique take than a direct take.
Right.
No, definitely. But you know, we can stay hopeful.
Exactly. And I think like I love that they're bringing James Earl Jones back. It's just I don't want to see the exact same thing. I think is what I'm getting at.
Man, how old is James Earl Jones?
He is, I believe he's in his 80s, late 80s, I want to say.
Wow. Yeah, good
That's
for
pretty
him.
crazy.
Good for him. And no, you know, Donald Glover has obviously had a great year. You know, his fans really love him. But what about Jonathan Taylor Thomas?
Probably not.
Yeah, I know, but I just like the idea of him like
Coming
'cause he's
back
not
to
really,
voice adult Simba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's unique.
yeah,
Rugrats all grown up again.
Yeah. You know, every birthday my
circle.
mom and dad would say I'm another year older, another year wiser, but I still go to school. Why do I know the theme song to that? Maybe I was
Yikes.
maybe I don't think you guys were joking. I think maybe I did watch a lot of that.
Wow.
Man.
I couldn't tell you what happens in the show, but I could sing the theme song to you.
You can do that for a lot of shows, though. Like, I don't know how much As Told by Ginger you were watching, but I'm pretty sure
That's
you
true.
can
I
recite
can't-
that word by word.
Dude, I paid a visit, but it's possible I missed it.
And that's as far as you need to go there.
We all know that Vin's Macy Gray impression is A1.
Oh man. Shout out to her cameo in the first Spider-Man movie.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, yeah.
The dream.
Totally forgot about that.
God,
What an odd-
that sequence hasn't aged well. When was the last time you watched Sam Raimi's Spider-Man?
I won't ever again, so
Really? Do you not like
probably.
it? I mean,
It's okay.
the movie itself, I don't think it's a terrible movie, but
No, I don't either.
that scene in particular, just like special effects wise, has aged terribly. Like it looks like garbage.
But I mean,
Yeah.
that's to be expected at that time. Like, they were trying to do a lot of innovative stuff with film.
Yeah, it's just
And-
that, like I said, that early 2000s CGI. It's bad.
Very experimental.
bad.
Yeah, not great.
Shout out to CG Dwayne the Rock Johnson in whatever mummy movie that
yeah,
was.
Scorpion King.
Him looking like a PS1 character.
I'll get that
So
tattooed
bad.
on me.
Oh my! I'm sure that somebody's got
Whoa.
that. Somebody's got to have that. Oh my God!
I'll do it if not.
Did I show you somebody in Foo Fighters fan page that I'm on
Oh, yeah. I
Facebook.
saw this.
They got in the Learn to Fly music video, the whole band plays every character on the plane. Like it's an airplane full of people, but they're all just played by different members of the band. And Dave Grohl plays a little girl with pigtails, and someone got Dave Grohl playing a little girl tattooed on them.
It's very detailed, too.
Gross.
It's fantastic.
Super gross.
And like, he's doing the little pigtail twirl. That
Yeah,
he
he's
does
like
in
he's
the-
grabbing his pigtails. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
That's all I can think about now.
I mean, yeah. That's got to be... Man, I'm telling you what, Learn to Fly has been one of my favorite songs of all time. And I think it will be for the rest of my life.
Oh yeah, same.
I think... I am for certain that was the last song that I heard before we graduated from high school. So,
It's beautiful.
that and Godfather's Pizza. I don't know if you guys remember that. Or if that was ever...
Godfather's Pizza, dude. Hell yeah.
They would always play MTV on the TVs in there, and I remember vividly "Learn to Fly" music video being on there often.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of Godfather pizza destinations, a question that was crossing my mind the other day was trying to figure out what you guys see or where you guys see yourselves in, a couple years, like places you want to visit or places you see yourself settling down in. I don't know if you've thought that far, but Steven, do you have any opinions on the the subject.
Yeah, well, as far as like visiting just for travel purposes, I've in my 21 years, I've only been to a few places. I've been to California, got family there, been to Canada once, been to Hawaii a couple of times, been to Florida once as well. But other than that, I haven't really, gone too far. So I would like to, of course, visit New York. I feel like it would definitely give me some anxiety being around that many people.
A lot of people, yeah.
Yeah. But, I guess it's just one of those things that I feel like everybody wants to do at least once, you know what I mean?
Yeah, get like a pizza and a hot dog.
Oh, no. Fuck pizza. Strictly hot dog. Come on.
Hot dog only.
Hot dog pizza, dude.
Oh, wow. Does that exist?
It should.
We can make it.
But yeah, outside of that, of course, like Japan and like sort of like big Asian cities, I feel like that's something I definitely want to do. Australia would be cool. I've like
Definitely.
I guess somewhere, like I think the thing about growing up like where we have like when it's really hot, it's really hot, and when it's really cold, it's really cold. And which is fine, and like especially like because Washington's really diverse. Like if you live on the west side of Washington, you're getting a lot more rain and kind of gray weather a lot of times.
Right.
So I guess our experience is a little different being from Central Washington. But I don't know. I like the idea, as far as like settling down. As much as I love this area, I don't know. I kind of like the idea of being somewhere where it's like warm and sunny a lot, like more than it is cold. So I guess that's why I like the idea of like in Australia. But I don't know. As far as like settling down, I feel like it's something that when you're our age, 21, 22, it's something that's on like your mind more frequently. So I don't know, I guess only time will tell, but if I did end up just staying in Washington, I would not be mad at that because I definitely love this area. So
Yeah, no, this state's fantastic.
Yeah, definitely.
what about you guys?
I've always pictured myself ending up in the Seattle area, the greater Seattle area. I've always told myself if I win like the Mega Millions or whatever, I'd build like I'd build a nice house in the outskirts in Seattle and obviously build a cave underneath and put a nice computer in there, couple cool cars,
Are you trying to tell us something, Vin?
maybe a butler. Might adopt an orphan or two or three or four.
A giant dinosaur statue?
Yeah, get a dinosaur statue. Maybe a giant penny. Just normal things to put in your cave basement.
Right.
But other places I've thought about are Vancouver. You've got lots of film stuff going on up there. I've always thought about maybe getting into that. Of course, California is another great place. I've visited a few times. I'm pretty much with Steven. I haven't visited very many places. I went to Mexico when I was 6. We went to Cabo. And then I've gone to California a few times, Canada a couple times, and Hawaii once. And then other than that, I haven't really left the Pacific Northwest, Idaho, Washington, Oregon area. So, that being said, I'd love to see Ireland and Scotland and places like that. Definitely would love to tour Europe at some point. In fact, I've been looking at Groupon has these travel deals all the time, and I've been looking at those a lot lately. But I think for settling down, I would love. I couldn't not be in an urban area. I love cities.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I mean, like you said, it can be like a little anxiety ridden, but I like being surrounded by buildings, I guess, in a weird way.
No, I totally get that feeling.
Yeah, I
too.
get that for sure.
What about you, Reeb?
I was gonna say also, if you want to ever take that Ireland trip, you can come with me. I have family up in Ireland, so
Oh, hell yeah.
that'll be cool. Places I see myself settling down, probably gonna keep it to the Pacific Northwest. I enjoy the weather here, and plus we're very progressive in terms of pharmacy laws, which is nice. Washington is like one of the most progressive states for pharmacy laws, so we can basically practice at the top of our license. But I mean, if the United States just kind of goes to shit, Vancouver, Canada does sound very nice to me. So
Definitely.
who knows? Might just have to move across the border a little bit.
Yeah, because it's not. I mean, it's not too far of a travel by any means.
Yeah.
No, definitely not.
Plus, nice weather, beautiful city.
Yeah, because I feel like the culture there is very similar to like the West Coast of Seattle.
Yeah,
Or
100%.
West Coast area of Washington. Yeah. But no, I agree. Like even outside of like pharmacy stuff, I think I would be more comfortable in a place that's more progressive
Yeah.
than conservative. But that being said, like where we're from is pretty conservative too. But to each their own.
Yep. But yeah, I could see myself going more towards the west side of Washington as well. I mean, it all just kind of depends where I get a job, where I end up. But in terms of traveling, I think I've done a decent amount of traveling towards like the southern states of the U.S. just because I have family over there.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never been to California. That's definitely something on my list of places to visit.
Oh man.
And then I'm in the same boat as you, Steven. Japan, Korea,
Yeah.
all those
Yeah.
kind of places. A lot of fun stuff to explore.
Yeah, there's lots of places in Tokyo I always see, and I'm like, I want to go there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, wrapping up the podcast, something we would like to do moving forward is take one of your comments or questions and answer it or discuss it. So, the comment we're going to be talking about comes from our first podcast from our friend Brendan, who was nice enough to listen to the first podcast and comment. So, shout out to you, Brendan. But in the first one, we talked about Yakima celebrities, people that are from our hometown. And Kyle MacLachlan from, most famously, Twin Peaks is from our hometown. And so he comments, Kyle is my girlfriend's uncle. From what I hear, he's a mouth-kissing kind of uncle.
That's a strong accusation.
Which is, it's quite the statement to make publicly.
Very slanderous.
So
dude.
I hope we're not throwing Brendan under the bus because he threw Kyle under the bus here. But it depends on your perspective on whether kissing family on the mouth is weird or not. Because go ahead.
I'm real excited for us to get picked up by like Variety or the Hollywood Reporter, and for it to just say Kyle MacLachlan.
I can see this on
Mouth kissing uncle.
I can see this on like Inside Edition and all those shitty tabloid shows.
Kyle MacLachlan kissing his. Kyle MacLachlan. I can't even finish the fucking sentence. Kyle MacLachlan, he's kissing his niece on the lips. Is this weird? More on that.
And then they'll keep teasing
perfect.
it. They'll keep teasing it, and then they'll finally talk about it the last hour.
And that'll be all they say.
Yeah, the last 5
They'll be
minutes of the hour-long show.
Yeah.
Trash. But anyway, this is a conversation we've surprisingly had, not specifically about Kyle, but about whether or not it's normal or weird to kiss family on the mouth, specifically kissing your dad.
All right, yeah. Let's break it down, brass tacks. It's weird as hell, right? Like, I know me and Steven have joked about it, and I think you have actually done it in recent memory, or maybe you've just tried as the joke. But,
yeah, I think I tried to just to be funny, but I didn't plant one.
See, I can't get to that level. I'll get to that level with my brother. But when it comes to dad kissing on the mouth,
yeah,
that's a hell
because
no.
So did you guys like when we were real little, like that was normal, right?
Yeah.
I think I stopped at like 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably stop for me around 6.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like 7 was kind of the because I remember it happened. It was like the final kiss. It happened, and I was like, after it happened, I was like, this was weird. I didn't like this. Like,
I think
It's like
that's
a
a
mutual
good
acceptance.
that's
like
a
kind of
good
a
concept
gauge.
for a short film. The little kid realizing like that was the final kiss.
The final kiss. But this is actually surprisingly the world we live in. This is like a topic for debate because I've seen like celebrities kissing their like young, like really little kids on the lips, and then they'll get like angry comments from fans saying like you shouldn't do this. This is like a sexualized thing, or so. I'm not sure what their argument is. But yeah, it's surprisingly a hot topic for debate. So,
well, I mean, there's like actual health things to it as well. Like, if you've ever got mono, like as you're growing up or whatever, like you will always have mono.
Yeah.
So if you're kissing your kid on the lips, you're gonna give them mono. So it's like, whether or not you want to put your kid through that's kind of your choice. I suppose.
My sister is a mouth kissing sister. Like she has tried to kiss me on the mouth like in recent memory, and every time it happens, it's like an awkward, like weird, like I like move my face a little bit thing.
Right.
She still kisses. I'm almost certain she still kisses my dad and my mother on the lips sometimes, which is weird to me because every now and then she'll bring it up and I'll be like, that's fucking weird, but she thinks that's totally normal.
Right, and it really just depends on who you're asking, because in some people's minds, and not to discredit them or say they're wrong, but it's just it's a very formal and polite way of greeting or saying goodbye to someone.
Yeah,
it's just
absolutely
a good old mouth kiss. But
well, I mean, we've made jokes about that all the time.
Yeah,
like I'm just gonna kiss you right on the lips, dude.
Right.
Gonna say howdy.
We've never got to that Tim and Eric level though, where they're just kissing each other on the lips constantly. Yeah. But no, I don't know. I think at some point I would love to hear what people have to say about this. Basically,
absolutely,
is what it comes down to. Is it weird to kiss your dad? Should we? Because I mean, like, I guess you could talk about like when it was weird to kiss your mom on the lips too.
You know, that's a good.
I think it was the same cutoff point for me.
Essentially, yeah. So here's one of my friends. She's got an 8-year-old and I think she's 4 or 5, and she was telling me that like both her kids have like done like the long kiss like on her, like they've like seen a movie where like people are like making out essentially, and they've tried the long kiss, and I think that's the last kiss I remember doing on my mom was in like when I was like 5. And I like
because you don't know.
Yeah, and obviously I wasn't using tongue because I was like I don't know what that is, but I didn't release from the kiss, and then I pulled away. I was like, that was fucking weird. I was like, why did I do that?
No, I feel like I remember doing that too, because you don't know. Like you just think you see it on TV and you're like,
exactly.
This is normal.
Yeah.
Like it's a very early memory. But no, I think, man, that's like the only instance I can think of where like you can actually say TV is like harmful, at a young age. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
when you end up long kissing your mom.
Yeah. Man. I don't think that's something like, I feel like that's something that most people don't want to admit to doing, but I feel like it is probably pretty normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. I think the idea of just kissing your dad is funnier to me. And it's not, I hope it like people don't take it as like a homophobic way by any means, but it's like, to me, like my dad is a much more like stoic kind of figure in my life versus, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah, absolutely.
In most cases, people's like relationship with their mom can be more loving and not as like, and I guess it depends on if you're a boy or a girl, maybe. I don't know. I feel there's a lot going into this, actually, I'm realizing. But I think the dynamic that I feel like most of us share with our dad makes kissing them funnier because it's not as like hugs and super and warm. It's more,
You're doing a very intimate thing to a person who doesn't want it. Like, at least from my point of view, like if I were to kiss my dad on the lips, he'd be like, what the hell are you doing? You gotta stop.
That's what it is. Yeah. So I think to me, that's why it's a funny concept, just because the dynamic is so off. Like it doesn't fit into the relationship to do that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because kissing someone on the lips is one of the most intimate like signs of affection. So,
but we would love to hear your guys' comments or thoughts on the subject. So feel free to
Definitely.
share your stories or opinions on the matter.
Do you believe there should be a cutoff date for like when you should stop kissing your parent on the lips?
Mm-hmm.
If so, when?
Right.
At what age?
And no, I don't want to advocate to anyone to kiss someone who doesn't want to be kissed, but if anyone wants to do a social experiment, and now if anyone that's like at an older age, and try and kiss your dad on the lips and see what happens.
Please record it.
That was what I was gonna say.
Yeah, anyone that records them trying to kiss their dad on the lips we'll make a compilation in the next podcast, or maybe a separate video.
Hey,
you will be featured on the channel.
We'll have to create a new title.
We'll give you a shout out at some point if you send us a video of you kissing your dad on the lips.
Speaking of call to actions, I had this idea earlier today, actually, of doing an Astro Point Olympics. I have no idea what it's going to entail, other than it'll be a competition between us three boys doing events that hopefully the audience can put some thought into, make some requests.
Yeah, and I think if I have any sort of like guidelines, nothing too physically demanding or something that could get us in trouble legally,
Like,
or that could harm us.
No one wants to see a video of us doing a push-up competition, so don't even suggest it. But like an idea I had is
because I win.
Us trying to paint the best picture of Jim Carrey, something along those lines. But making it a competition, we will record it. We'll have a tally going along as the Olympics go through. The audience can vote on who won each event, because obviously it'll be very subjective. But yeah, I mean, any ideas, we're more than welcome to, or more than happy to accept them.
Did you guys hear that Val Kilmer is selling paintings of Batman?
That's awesome.
The Batman that he played?
Yeah.
How much?
Like $250.
That's doable.
That's great.
We could get a Val Kilmer Batman painting.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as if you guys want to spread the word on Astro Point and we get that monetization money, first thing we'll get is a Val Kilmer painting.
Great.
Man.
Don't hold us to that, but maybe
Probably. That's my favorite.
Val Kilmer, probably.
Yeah, that's got to be one of my favorite jokes to make in recent history, is just taking a prominent figure in media or in history, giving them a ridiculous quote, and then just saying, they probably said it. Close enough.
Watchmen is cool because the blue guy's got his dick hanging out and he fucked the world. Zack Snyder, probably.
It's such a great formula for comedy.
That one could be true.
Probably.
So things to look forward to on Astro Point. Like we've said in the past, we're going to work on getting some more, this is going to be a variety channel outside of it being a podcast. So, expect Ryan's WSUCon recap video coming soon.
Yeah.
And then the boy, Vin, is going to be going to Emerald City Comic-Con. So, hopefully he can keep us posted on that. If we don't get a recap video from him, we'll at least be talking about that on the next podcast. Other than that, if you have any questions, comments, make sure to let us know. Any requests. Other than that, make sure you give us a hashtag dadkiss down below, or a hashtag giddyup, or hashtag creedweed. Any three of those work.
Oh, yeah.
Do you guys have any final comments?
Thanks for listening for this long, guys. We appreciate it. We appreciate the support.
Definitely. And one final note, you can expect, I don't know if we've made this super clear, but we're going to try and upload a new podcast every Friday. Yep. So if you're, give you something to look forward to every week. But yeah, we're going to try our best to get one to you every Friday.
Absolutely. Then you got any final thoughts?
Sometimes.
Oh,
well
here
put.
We go. Here we go.
Thank you.
Peace out, guys.
Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. And giddy up. Peace out.
Catch you next time.